What is good? I am back with another reaction video. Joe Budden is still out here caping for Karen Civil over this whole Joyner Lucas thing. So I'm going to play this, react to it, then give you my thoughts on it. Joe Budden and the crew have a little theory as to why Joyner Lucas exposed Karen Civil. So let's go ahead and check this out. This is from this Patreon only podcast. You got to subscribe to that to check out the full thing.
This is like,
I'm tired of it.
But back to the consumer's standpoint versus, like, you're able to take some of this stuff or receive some of this as a rollout. And as much as we say that everything is a rollout nowadays, I don't know that people are able to distinguish between when that's happening and when it's not. So what do you mean? Expound when you say what you're saying about this.
I want to be clear. I'm okay with rollouts. I don't like when it's like an outrage rollout that comes at the expense potentially of someone else for you to put a single out. That's where I start.
And that's what this feels like.
That's what it feels like to me. Yeah.
Why?
You did this just for a single, they're saying?
Is it just because the single is coming off the heels of all of that Karen shit?
Yes.
Yeah. And
is that the only reason? Timing to me. To me personally, as soon as all of this happened, I'm like, what triggered that? You just woke up one day and started bombing.
Right.
So when I see that, now if it's something that just happened to you, you know, this is something you've been arguing with her about or whatever in the last week, and you go to social, I get it.
Or she had some shit happen and you said, yo.
Correct.
Hold up about her first.
Right.
I want to get this off.
Right. But you just woke up and started bombing.
Right.
When I see those type of moves, I start saying, why did you choose now to do that?
Right.
Which then tells me something has to be coming behind it.
Right.
And 8 out of 10 times, I'm correct. So that's why when I say everything's a rollout, I'm looking at the motive behind the action. Like, okay, you know you got this record coming. You're ice cold right now. So I want to warm up. I want to get the people saying my name. This is the biggest feature my record that I've ever had in my life.
No, he had a record.
It was M's record. It was M's record.
Oh, okay.
I said the biggest feature as his record.
Okay, maybe that might be true. I don't know.
That was M's record. He was.
I would have to go through.
But yeah, I checked.
Okay, got it.
Check.
So yeah, I want to heat up first before I drop this record.
Right.
And this is what happens.
I don't like the outrage, cry for sympathy rollout. I don't like that shit, yo.
Don't take away from anything. Like, you know, if what happened happened.
No doubt.
Cool. But
of course.
Again,
for me,
why do you? To me, it says you wasn't really bothered by it that bad.
For me, it says you're not that nigga like you think.
Damn.
And that.
How so?
Who says he thinks that?
Then you're not that nigga like you pretending to think. I pull that from, we don't need to talk about where we hold Cole. You know where Cole is. If you have a Cole feature.
He's been killing those lately.
If you have a Cole feature on your record that's coming, I'm planning for that. And my plan will be based on the greatness of myself, J. Cole, and the record.
Yeah.
And to jump on that point, Cole, when he put his list out of like it was like the whiteboard list of things the checklist.
Yeah.
He had features checked off, almost as in I'm done with the features.
So this shit might be a couple years old. You talking about?
No, not only that, but if Cole is putting it out like I'm done with the features, and I got a Cole feature, he ain't really. He's only doing like a 21 record. You know, he ain't featuring that much right now compared to when he was on his feature run.
Yeah.
It would be a big deal anyway.
Yeah.
I point that back to his team, and I know y'all gonna tell me I'm caping, maybe, but there's validity in what I'm saying. I point that right back to his team. If I got 2 to 3 weeks of fucking bulldozing through Karen shit, and the first thing I'm saying is, well, shit, if something is wrong, why are we just going about this publicly like this?
Right.
Like, why don't we just, hey, I get it, you feeling something, you're emotional, you want to let the fans know, but when someone don't seem to want to rectify something, when someone seem to just only be going about the public facing of it, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
So if
and
you
then
have
when you
this
follow it up
with the Cole feature, I'm pointing the finger at your team because y'all had 3 weeks to get this kid off of this nasty Karen bullshit and focus on your song with one of the biggest acts in the world. You got a video, one of the biggest acts in the world. Shit is nasty. It tells me that you needed to rely on the nasty shit so you could get eyeballs on something that should just stand on its own and get eyeballs.
Yeah.
And of course, y'all are going to say we're caping. Y'all going to say we're caping.
I'm caping and I'm right.
Yeah,
I'm caping and I'm right. See, because now doing it this way, you're going to get the same thing you've been getting, which is a video with 50 million views. You did nothing different but bash somebody.
Right. And that goes back to me. That's when I have a problem. I don't mind when it's a rollout, and I know it's a rollout. I mind when it's a rollout and you put some nastiness on somebody or you bash someone or you get people outraged about something. And all it was a rollout. That's all he was trying to do.
I don't like rollouts that are not merited in music, that are not based in music. And that seems to be what happens a lot now. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for teasing some shit or teasing the video. Even the shit that these R&B acts is doing, where they'll play the first 4 seconds of their song, not even with the beat dropping, the hook, nothing. And then they just put the data drop. It's like, ooh. If you want to be tacky like that,
I don't even mind
strategic like that.
The creative J. Cole going to Africa to join a basketball team. It's
not mad at that either.
But even
it's weird, but it's not hurting nobody.
It's weird. It's aligned with who he is. He's been always trying to be a basketball player.
Right.
And that came after the album.
Right.
It wasn't your, oh, look, let me get some attention on me, and now here's a project. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. You know, you get the other rollout with the I'm beefing with my label rollout. You know, it's, oh, they're holding me hostage. And like, you just anything to get the blogs talking about you.
Yeah.
You know, Tory Lanez tweets out, you know, there's rumors going around that the prosecutors in the Meg case were trying to get him because of the Rolling Loud situation in Miami. They're saying he violated his restraining order by being in the same vicinity as her. They were trying to get his bond revoked. He tweets, I'm out. Or I'll see y'all later. It's been real. Something like that. Deletes the Instagram, everything off, puts the black icon on the Twitter like they do when they're out of here. And comes right back the next day with an album cover and a date. Like, it's just nasty rollout shit. Like you don't have to do that.
Right.
Y'all don't
See,
have
now
to
that
do
one
that.
I look at different.
I was about to say, says who, though?
He tweeted, I'm out. He didn't tell y'all what to think from it. He tweeted, I'm out. Months after the Rolling Loud shit. And the Rolling Loud shit, she went and said he violated the existing restraining order. Do something about it, like you said.
No. But the news came out the day like hours before he did the I'm out shit, that they ruled, he did violate the order.
That's not true.
That came out yesterday or whatever day that was, Joe.
It came out long before that.
A long time
No. They were saying he possibly did it. I'm talking about that they ruled yes, and the prosecutors were then trying to push to have it the court. That came out, and then that night, because that's when everybody started saying, "Oh shit, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. He's going to jail." And then he tweets, "I'm out." It changes everything.
See, none of that is fact based for me. Everything you just said for me was reported when Meg and them went to court after Rolling Loud and said, lock him up, revoke the bond. He violated.
Not just that, him saying it's been real. You could interpret that in a million different ways.
And then the judge told him to his face, yo, if I see you before my court again in regards to this restraining order or anything, I'm not playing with you. And he said, got it. So when he tweeted, I'm out, some people thought, oh, he must have violated the shit and he's going to jail. But that's not fact-based. There was nothing that...
It's an assumption.
He just said, I'm out. Now, that's why I'm arguing the opposite side of the Joyner shit. If you just tweet something and delete your Instagram and you got an album coming that's based around 80 samples or whatever this shit is, he said, then maybe he's LeBron dark mode playoff time saying, okay, I'm getting ready to focus on my project. Not I'm leading you to believe that I'm going to jail and I'm trying to go viral. I didn't get that from
it's how you interpret
Tory shit is all I'm saying.
Let me give some pushback to what y'all saying before. Let's say whatever happened between him and Karen happened. Let's say he did use it as a rollout. So? He's entitled to do that.
And we entitled to think it's nasty.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can do it. And I can say it's
he ain't
nasty.
against his rights. We just, it looks a certain way. And you're in the business of you responsible for how things look. That's the business that we in.
Yeah, I'm not saying and there's nothing, if that was your plan, cool. It's a nasty plan.
To you.
Yes, to me. I only speak for me.
Well, while we on these tough topics,
All right, so that was them talking about it. I must say, I think I mainly agree with Ish there. Like, let's say he did use it as a rollout, but she did essentially steal $60,000 from him. Who cares? But I do think that he is using it as a rollout, because if it's true, he just came up at this out of nowhere and started calling out Karen Civil. Well, yeah, he used it as a rollout, but I'm with Ish. If she really did do it, then you know what? Who cares? And there's multiple stories from multiple rappers and others of her doing stuff like that. So I'm team Ish on this. Ish is taking over the pod. Joe's just caping. I didn't know if you caught that Cape Verdean joke in there. It was amazing, like me. But yeah, so if you want to watch, that was a part of the Patreon only podcast. You got to pay $25 a month to check that out. Go ahead on Joe Budden's Patreon to check that out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.